Hello everybody, my name is Sam, and thank you so much for 500 subscribers. It's crazy to think that half a thousand people care enough about my dumb series to subscribe for more. You should know what we're doing today from the title. We're ranking all of my videos, so without further ado, let's hop right into it. Figuring out MatPat's 4th channel. I obviously have to place this video fairly high considering it's my first one I uploaded and my second most viewed video overall, with the most viewed being its sequel. However, about half the video is just clips of MatPat deconfirming various theory, channel ideas, and the audio isn't the best, so it'll be low A tier. Mario's Dark Secret. This theory is one of the most cliche ones I have. I mean, group of 7 characters, 7 deadly sins, you see it all the time. I do think this one has some merit though. Every sin fits each character pretty well, but I feel like I could have used more evidence for Mario. Anyways, I'm placing this one in B tier. Defending Mario, debunking Mario's not a hero. Fun fact, this was actually the first video I scripted for the channel. I feel like all my points hold up well here, although it suffers from the worst pacing and audio editing of my older content. I'm still placing it in S tier though. Mido and King Zora's Secret Identity. Honestly, I think this is one of my better Zelda theories. With the exception of my last point about them seeing Saria's and Ruto's spirits, all the evidence holds up. Although the theory itself is good, the background music is way too loud. I'll place this video in A tier above my MatPat video for now. The Birch Biome Update. Our first unlisted video. This video is predicting what might be coming in Minecraft Wild Update. And then on the very same day I released the video, Mojang announced that the Birch 4th part of the update would be scrapped. Yeah, I think it's clear why I unlisted this one. By the way, if you want to watch any of my unlisted videos here, I made a playlist, which should be publicly available on the same day this video releases, so feel free to check it out. Smash Bros is canon. Be honest, this video is kinda mid. The title is clickbaity, and the video itself is a bit boring. It's also the start of me implementing meme edits. I don't think these are fundamentally bad, and a couple of them got a laugh out of me, but at the same time, they feel very forced most of the time. MatPat is wrong, the real reveal is the Mario timeline. I enjoy this video a fair amount. The debunking part of the video is solid, but the theory bit is lacking in evidence, so I'll put it in D tier above the 7 deadly sins. The truth about piranha plants. This is probably one of the theories that I believe the most. The only thing I would change if I made this video nowadays would be moving the part about the name being an in-universe misnomer to the end of the video for pacing's sake. I'm putting this video in S tier below Mario's Not a Hero. The truth of the Pokeball. Another solid theory. Doesn't have quite as much evidence as the Piranha Plant one, but I still think it holds up. Middle of A tier. Where is Belmont Battlefield and the other levels too? This video has to be one of my favorites. While I no longer agree with some of the locations, Jolly Roger Bay especially, a majority of the locations are still sound. It's also the first time I say stay hydrated, and this video eventually led to the 6-part Finding Every Mario Kart track series. With that, I think this series will be our first SS tier. Who won the Mario parties? While not every pick has the most evidence, this video is just fun in my opinion. I can't really say more than that, I just like it. Top S tier. I fixed the Zelda timeline. I definitely no longer agree with this timeline. That being said, I don't necessarily think it's a bad theory nor a bad video. It's just kinda fine. I'll put it in the middle of B tier. How many Miis could you make? This is just a really good theory. After Game Theory found out how many Minecraft worlds and Mario Maker levels there are, I thought Miis would be the logical next step, and so I spent about a week finding that out myself. And it ended up being one of my better videos. I'm putting this one in SS tier, below Bomb on Battlefield, as it's less impactful on my overall channel, but it's still very enjoyable for me. The hidden lore behind Minecraft's mystery element. This video is alright. Something I failed to consider is that Instone and Soul Sand show multiple different question mark elements in their recipe, meaning it's unlikely that all triple question mark is the same material. If you ignore that fact, then this theory would be fine, but I can't justify putting it higher than the top of C tier. The Hidden Truth of the Boss. Our second unlisted. The theory itself isn't the greatest, but that's not what led to it being enlisted. It's unlisted because it was just so boring. I don't know how this got 100 views, much less 700 before I enlisted it. Bottom of unlisted tier. Trying to solve MatPat's new theory channel. My most popular video to date. It was a fun time and allowed me to interact with my audience in a greater capacity, so I think it's a solid S tier, right below Mario Party. The secret behind Queen's banana obsession and other Undertale theories. This is another unlisted one, but not for the reasons you would expect. I still agree with the series I bring up, and I think the video is entertaining. The thing is, I didn't actually come up with any of the theories I discussed. I never gave any of the original creators credit either. For that reason, I'm putting this video in the bottom of Unlisted tier. Don't worry, future Unlisteds will get better before they get worse. What if Minecraft had Warped Wart? Creating all the Warped Wart potion effects was quite fun, and I think the video turned out quite well. Top of the A tier. Also, fun fact, this video was a reimagining of an old video on my other channel, Samburger Memes, back when it was just called Samburger. What if there was another to-do list? Untitled Goose Game is one of my favorite games of all time, and this video was just an excuse to do some dumb stuff in it. It's still a solid video, but I'm afraid it's only B tier, above my Zelda Timeline video. Is Mario Innocent debunking Mario's Not a Hero Part 2? This video is kinda eh. I still agree with all my points, but the video is just much less entertaining than the first one. Middle C tier. The complete Donkey Kong family tree. The tree itself is mostly accurate with the exception of DK Jr. 2, who's most likely a non-canon palette swap similar to the multicolored Luigis from Luigi Mansion 3 Scarescraper, rather than an actual sibling of Donkey Kong Jr. I also misinterpreted a statement from Rare and claimed that Swanky Kong and Funky Kong were siblings when that's not the case. Overall, bottom of C tier. How bad is the excellent challenge? Finally another good video. This video managed to stay engaging throughout despite its simple premise, and regular show is one of my favorite series, so I'm putting this below Who Won the Mario Parties in S tier. Solving the Ashley Paradox. My first April Fool's special. I can't really judge it for being a serious video, so I'll put it in the middle of A tier. What are the Kokiri Tunic's powers? I wouldn't say this is a bad series, but it's definitely not one of my better series. It's just alright. If it had more evidence it would be higher, but for now I will say bottom of B tier. Daisy Circuit is located in the Mudo Kingdom. Our first short. I feel like it's unfair to judge these on the same merit as long form videos, so they'll have their own tier. How many grass-type Pokemon are actually based on grass? I feel like this is one of my more underrated videos. It's got a couple of good jokes, and I stand by most of my points. A tier above Mido and King Zora. The Nat Hat was made by Ezlo. Another short. It holds up well, and although it has less likes, I'd argue it's just as strong if not stronger than Daisy Circuit being in the Muda Kingdom. Predicting Season 2 of Total Drama 2023. First off, rewatching this, I was kinda shocked of how close I got with some of my predictions. With a few exceptions like Julia and Scary Girl, most of the characters got out roughly when I said they would, and I managed to predict MK being the villain, Ripper's caring side, and Caleb being a nice guy. Not only was this video accurate, but it was also entertaining, and it introduced many people to my channel. Top of SS tier. I would not be opposed to making a sequel for a potential third season. Speaking of thirds, what was the third Oracle game about? An alright video, but nothing too special. B tier below the Zelda timeline. What if Max wasn't kicked off? At this point I'm running out of ways to say this video was fine. Not bad, not good, just fine. B tier above the third Oracle game. Where is Sarasaland? A good video with some solid points. A tier above the Ashley Paradox. I'd put it higher, but I played the wrong part of Dragon Driftway when comparing it to the Chai Kingdom theme, which kinda makes me sound stupid. Mario Jr.'s mother solved. Another good Mario theory. I stand by everything I said here. Bottom of S tier. The simplest Zelda timeline. Another unlisted. It's literally just the basic Zelda timeline with the entirety of the Downfall timeline placed after the Child timeline. Not necessarily a bad theory, but just super boring. Unlisted tier above the Deltarune video. The hidden lore of Mario's Dry Desert. A good video, but I can see why I did poorly. Most people just aren't interested in Mario lore, and especially when it's about more obscure topics such as this one. I still enjoy the video though, so B tier, below What If Max Wasn't Kicked Off. How many Smash Bros characters have chess pieces? Simple but informative. A tier below the Ashley Paradox. How did the Portrait Ghost die? One of my favorite series. It's a good mix between lore and speculation, plus it fits well as a Halloween special. SS tier above Where's Bomb-omb Battlefield. Analyzing Mario Odyssey's 76 cut captures. Much like the third Oracle game, this video is just alright. I'll put it above that one in B tier. I think I'm just not that good at covering cut content. A quick theory about Goombas. A good theory, but I'm not sure if I 100% believe it. Top of A tier above how many Pokemon are based on grass. What if non-canon Zelda games were on the timeline? I really like this video. I agree with the placement of every game, with the exception of Cadence of Hyrule. If I were to remake this video, I'd probably place that game after Tears of the Kingdom in the Reunited timeline. Top of A tier. Where is the Daisy Cruiser? The first part of my Finding Every Mario Kart track series. For the first episode, this is pretty solid. I'd put it in A tier above a quick theory about Goombas. Where is Moo Moo Meadows? It's everything the first video does, but better. S tier, above the excellent challenge. Finding the objectively best Super Mario Party character. Our 5th unlisted video. Much like the others, this was unlisted just for being way too boring. It's basically just me reading out averages. I'll put it in the middle of unlisted tier for now. The Hidden Origins of the Redeads. Probably one of my best Zelda series, and currently my channel trailer. S tier above Mario's Not a Hero Part 1. Complicated Connections of DK Island. Another solid Mario Kart video. The connections aren't as strong as episode 2, but still quite strong. The only correction I have is that Merry Mountain might just take place in the alternate dimension along with the other Mario Kart Tour tracks rather than in the Snow Kingdom. Bottom of S tier. Building a roster for a Smash reboot. Solid series, but if I were to redo this video, I'd definitely change some things. Most importantly is the size of the roster. I ended up going with a 25 character based on a quote from Sakurai, saying that if they did a reboot, they might have ended up with a roster a third of the size of Ultimate. The word I failed to notice was might. To me now, that implies that Sakurai was talking about a worst case scenario here, and something closer to Brawl's roster size is more likely for a reboot. So fan favorites who I cut, like members of the original 12, King Dedede, and Isabelle can all return, and there'd probably be more room for new fighters too. Despite this, I do agree with my picks for the small roster size though. So I'll put it in A tier above where it's the Daisy Cruiser. Yoshi's Island Secret Surroundings. Part 4 of my Finding Every Mario Kart track is just as solid as the other 3, although I personally enjoy it a lot less as it retraces a lot of what I already covered in my Mario 64 and Dry Dry Desert videos. Middle of A tier. Which video game character can jump the highest? A good video. I got the numbers slightly off for Steve and Mario, however. It's not enough to change the rankings at all, but I'll make sure to correct it if I ever make a part 2. A tier above the Ashley Paradox. Uncovering the Koopa Kingdom's location. A good video, but the evidence for these tracks are a lot more shaky than the previous parts. Bottom of A tier. The Links you don't play as. I agree with all my points here except Hylia's chosen hero. When I made the video, I hadn't gotten that far in Skyward Sword, and although I had heard series that Skyward Sword Link was Hylia's chosen hero, that's all I thought they were, series. Now that I've played through most of Skyward Sword, I can say with confidence that that's just not the case. Basically confirmed that Skyward Sword Link is the first Link. B tier above Untitled Goose Game. What do Goombas taste like? An alright theory. A tier above the Wrathland. Are Octoroks and Zoles related? Another short. Not terrible, but not super impressive, and it doesn't have too much evidence, so I'll put it in the bottom of shorts tier. Where is Peach's Castle? The finale of Finding Every Mario Kart track. A good video, but I feel like I should have split it into 2 to 3 videos in order to give each track more explanation time. The map at the end showing all the Mario Kart tracks plus the Mario 64 levels does bring it up though. S tier above the DK Island video. Where is Elmore? A good video with a fairly compelling theory that acts as a successor for Finding Every Mario Kart track. That's a recipe for the top of A tier. How many Smash Bros characters have Monopoly pieces? A good enough sequel to my chess video. I'll put it below Map Hat in A tier, but I feel that's mostly due to nostalgia. How many Pokemon can you ethically smash? Our final enlisted video. Now, I still agree that the Harkness test is incredibly flawed, and I think the changes I made help to mitigate its issues. However, there's one more flaw with the Harkness test, which applies to Pokemon specifically that I failed to address. Imagine for a second that your partner has the power to trap you inside a tiny ball and lock you away in a digital prison. Yeah, there's a clear power imbalance there, and that's what I failed to address when making the video, and for that I am sorry. Bottom of enlisted tier. What species were the Boos and other Mario Afterlife mysteries? A good video, although I'm not 100% sold on Monty Moles being what Boos used to be. I'll put it above the Ashley Paradox in A tier. How long is the snake from Google Snake Game? My most popular short and definitely deserving of it. I don't have any flaws with this video aside from my horrible mispronunciation of Genius Records. Top of shorts tier. Where do the PvZ 2 worlds take place? A great video. I think all my playzones hold up except Frostbite Caves. As this commenter pointed out, Mauritius is a tropical island, so it wouldn't have been affected by the Ice Age nearly as much as we see in Frostbite Caves. That drags it down a bit, but it's still an exceptional sequel to Where's Elmore and deserving of S tier above the Excellent Challenge. The mysterious origin of Mario Sunshine Sandbird. I can see why this video is my least popular. It's got the same problem with Dry Dry Desert, and it honestly could have just been a short. That doesn't mean it's a bad video though, just a B tier, above Kokiri Tunic. Which starters will be in Pokemon Legends CA? A solid prediction, not much more to say, top of B tier. Ocarina of Time takes place during the summer. Our final video and our final short. Recency bias might be playing a role here, but I think this is my best short. The theory is just as strong as my snake theory, but with better editing. It doesn't hurt that it's the video that pushed me above 500 subscribers either, so top of shorts tier. And there we go, a tier list of all my videos. And of course, I'd like to thank you all so much again for 500 subscribers. I'm going off script here, but like, it's still crazy that happened. But anyway, as always, stay hydrated, and I'll see you next time. Bye.